What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction with your host, the ignorant eclectic mad genius. And today we are back in our conspiracy theory bag. With the truth is, man. Shout out to the truth is. Like all videos, the link for this original video will be in the description below. But you know what I mean, he says, well, oh my goodness. Basically, this I guess this video is going to be about clavicular. If you don't know who clavicular is, he is a individual who I allegedly, I don't know if he really did this or not, but I spoke about him in a few other videos. Basically, he used to, I guess, fracture or microfracture his face or whatever to make his jawline look good or something like that. I don't know. He took a hammer and was going cracky, 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 and he was doing some other things. But you know what I mean? This is about him, I guess. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell and tell a friend, man. On the road to 1,000 subs. Let me stop talking. Let's do this.
Always been questionable figures online, but with today's streamers, it seems like that's all there is. There's no better example of this than Clavicular, the new young face teaching the youth about looks maxing and how to ascend to a Chad. While this sounds relatively harmless, the reality is far from it. From bone smashing to literal substance use, Clav is actively broadcasting methods that most would agree should never be considered, especially when your targeted audience is a bunch of teens. But despite this, he is still pushed by every algorithm, making him more influential with no intervention. Today, we take a look at the rapid descent of streamer culture, exactly how it's affecting the youth, and why streamers like Clavicular are being amplified despite their controversial ways. By the end of this video, you will likely agree that streamer culture must be stopped. While most influencers build their brand on jokes or drama, Braden Peters, widely known as Clavicular, built his platform using a far more unorthodox method, looks maxing. Considering my viewer demographic, most of you likely have no idea what I am talking about. Good for you. Looks maxing is pretty much an online community focused on teaching.
I show the fuck ain't one of them. I be in these digital streets sometimes.
Young men how to maximize their appearance to gain social leverage. The subculture has gained a reputation for utilizing some extreme methods to achieve the coveted Chad look. Clavicular is most famous for popularizing this subculture in streamer culture. He saw his rise to fame through his extreme dedication to this looks maxing. He became known in online chat rooms for sharing the highly unconventional methods he used to achieve his look. He often discussed utilizing unapproved, questionable methods to suppress his appetite, and documented his use of synthetic enhancers that severely altered his appearance. He even popularized the concept of bone smashing, openly admitting to striking his own jaw with tools in an attempt to reconstruct his facial bones.
Real hard, and what this is doing is this is creating microfractures, and according to Wolff's law, the bone is going to grow back stronger. And not only that, but you're also getting a lot of inflammation and swelling, so it makes your cheekbones look a lot bigger, so you get like an acute boost before you go to the club.
While this sounds completely illogical to normal folks, the reality is, this exact rhetoric made him desirable to a young demographic. Many kids tend to become self-conscious in their teen years. Their appearance is rapidly changing each day, and they are forced to interact with other teens. This leads to many of them feeling they need to meet a certain beauty standard to be desirable or accepted. They could only wish for a solution that promises to make them more attractive. Clavicular was offering just that solution and used himself as the example to prove it worked. He showed his overnight transformation from an awkward teen to a confident Chad. This is what made him an overnight sensation amongst young viewers. He capitalized on teen insecurities and offered a solution he could monetize. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know how he achieved this drastic transformation. Clavicular eventually managed to successfully popularize these questionable techniques amongst his huge following. The only problem is, these techniques were not only far from harmless, but also made teens' insecurities worse. Besides the bone smashing and the enhancer,
I mean, but also social media makes people's not even just teens, but grown ass adults. They make it worse too for grown ass adults, bro. Grown ass adults be just looking at other people's lives and literally are just like, yo, why can't my life be like this? Why? And I'm just like, you have to focus on yourself. One, two, everybody be lying, bro. Like, everybody be lying on social media. I don't care what nobody says. I understand everybody's just like, I understand everyone says that that they're, what's the word I'm looking for? That everyone is privileged, because my girl says this. She be like, yo, I hate people that are privileged, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, yo, yes, people are privileged, but not everyone is privileged. You have to make lemons out of, make lemons into lemonade, bro. Like, you have to play the cards that you was dealt. You have to work a little bit harder than other people, but you know what I mean? You can still do something. You can still make something out of yourself. But let me get off my soapbox.
Clavicular has openly admitted to using highly irregular methods that most doctors would label unsafe.
Man, we can do math.
Bro, he does meth. He does coke. What uppers and downers or whatever. He does a bunch of stuff. And it's crazy. And he does it to basically loosen himself up to talk to people, which is also really, really weird. But he's a younger dude, and you know, people like to talk to people via social media instead of like face to face. You feel me? So,
bro, I already did math. That's why I'm so excited.
For example,
bro,
he admits to using highly restricted, non-prescribed substances for weight control. He has named several different substances he has used, and I am not just talking about sports enhancers or diet pills. I'm talking about severe, street-level narcotics. He admitted to using these substances essentially as a hunger suppressant to keep himself slim. Now, while I don't believe he's literally advising his followers to copy him, by broadcasting this on live streams, he's basically...
Bro, and hold on. This guy, I know it sounds weird. But like I said, I be in these YouTube streets, and I be watching sometimes. This guy, his hair is not even real. Bro, some little kid or whatever popped off his hat, and literally he was bald because of all the testosterone or like the GHP or whatever he's taking is basically killing his hair. It's crazy.
Literally advising his followers to copy him. By broadcasting this on live streams, he's basically doing just that. Soon, it was not just his diet and health advice that were questionable. His antics were too. Eventually, Clavicular, like every other streamer, resorted to drama and controversy to boost his popularity. If he wanted to become even more famous, he needed to escalate his antics. He quickly mastered the art of scripting real-world chaos, shifting from looks maxing to drama to create viral trending moments. All throughout 2026, we have seen prime examples of how far he was willing to go. It all started in December of 2025, shortly after he became popular. During a live stream, he documented himself hitting someone with his Cybertruck. It all happened after a stream sniper was essentially following him around, trying to rage bait him. At one point, the guy is seen standing in front of his car before tumbling off as Clavicular tries to drive off. It's important to note that it was eventually determined that Clavicular was not necessarily at fault, but while most creators would view this incident as a serious liability, he decided to use it as viral content instead. He live streamed the whole encounter, and the footage was immediately clipped and reposted across thousands of accounts. When he realized just how much more popular this made him, things only got questionably worse after this. Just 1 month later, he escalated his...
Well, that's because, one, the individuals that spoke about him, like, I know people hate him. I know a lot of people hate him. Asmongold was one of the biggest ones. He was one of the people that I seen talk about Clavicular first. And like that whole little situation. I know Asmongold spoke about him, and a few other individuals spoke about him. But it was just like, he's not that cool, bro. But hey, I'm a nobody.
Antics by manufacturing a highly orchestrated spectacle. He was recorded at a Miami Beach nightclub associating with Andrew Tate and a bunch of other high polarizing internet figures. This moment went completely viral when the group was filmed rapping along to Kanye's banned song. This orchestrated viral moment forced the venue to issue public apologies and take action against the group. But for
and ironically, certain individuals own that club that happened to, and yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Clavicular, the backlash was exactly the point. He was cultivating a highly specific reputation, and the audience could not stop watching. From here, he was seen getting into physical altercations in the streets, setting up ambushes against other streamers, and even illegally using a deceased alligator for target practice.
Braden Eric Peters, who goes by the name Clavicular, faces criminal charges for firing an alligator while live streaming.
He actually got arrested for that stunt and had to take a plea deal. But it was a specific situation that shows how critically damaging his influence could be. Like I mentioned earlier, Clavicular would routinely talk about his substance use on live streams, admitting to constantly ingesting them. This culminated in the incident that happened in April of 2026. While broadcasting live from Miami, Clavicular experienced a severe medical emergency. He had previously admitted to ingesting a mixture of substances, and viewers watched live as his condition worsened, leading to a sudden end to the stream and his immediate hospitalization. It was eventually reported that he took too many substances, which caused him to become severely ill. While most would assume he would take this as a serious wake-up call, the reality is he utilized this situation for content. Upon his release, he posted about the incident online, actively cultivating sympathy and using the moment to further condition his audience. While everything else he pushed was already questionable, this was the moment his content became absolutely destructive to the youth. Here he was actively bragging about the exact techniques that put him in the hospital. It is fair to assume he has influenced others to follow in his ways. If his teachings...
But my thing is, if you're a parent and your kid is watching this, and if you're an uncle or auntie or something like that, and like your niece or nephew or your kid doesn't look up to you, but they look up to individuals like him, you just not doing your job right, pimp. Or sis, you feel me? Like, you just not doing your job right.
led him to this.
Like, your kid should automatically want to look up to you. You know what I mean? And you should give them something to look up to be exactly like and or better. And you have to instill that into your kids. But that's just me.
Conclusion. What do you think it's doing?
Mind you, I ain't got kids, so.
To his followers. But while Clavicular is guilty of pushing this content, the big social media sites are guilty of platforming him. Since the very beginning, he should have been prevented from pushing this rhetoric. From the start, he was promoting highly questionable methods unchecked with no intervention. Everything from bone smashing to substance use, yet the algorithms kept pushing him onto new feeds. Instead of intervening, it seems like they only amplified his message. So why do the biggest platforms on the internet continue to push someone like Clavicular? You would think a creator broadcasting his own medical emergencies and legal issues would be seen as a massive liability. While most people assume these social media companies have strict guidelines to protect young users, the reality is their systems are designed to prioritize one single thing: keeping you hooked. It all comes down to keeping eyeballs on the screen. Clavicular figured out early that extreme behavior guarantees people will click and watch. When viewers see someone broadcasting highly questionable methods or having a public collapse, they simply cannot look away. The platform sees millions of users glued to their screens, and instead of intervening, the system simply pushes the video to even more feeds. This raises a massive question. Should we put the blame directly on the tech companies for allowing this? Or should the blame remain firmly on streamer culture? We all know these platforms are incredibly quick to suppress any video that goes against their guideline. If a regular channel makes a minor mistake, their distribution is immediately restricted. But when an influencer is highly viral and clearly a systematic liability,
but also you got to take in consideration that in one of the other videos I was talking about it, basically that the creator or the owner of Kick basically purchased all of the clippers and is paying the clippers like 2 times or 10 times the amount that they would normally be getting paid just a clip on Kick and Kick alone, and basically clip farm for their creators or their top creators. That's what's going on.
Platform suddenly turns a blind eye. They are actively allowing an environment where keeping users on the app completely overrides the well-being of their youngest demographic. Because of this exact system, Clavicular was allowed to become a highly detrimental figure. He was permitted to literally promote substance use and deforming your own face on live broadcasts without any real pushback. Instead of restricting his account, the platforms actively helped him reach more people. The algorithms pushed his content, big streamers collaborated with him, and even mainstream platforms interviewed him.
weird.
They all gave him a voice to spew his antics. Now, he has literally
I didn't know he was on
popularized
Piers
an
Morgan.
extremely detrimental culture that is already affecting millions of impressionable viewers. And this right here is the exact foundation that modern streaming culture is built on. It is an endless cycle of escalation. Creators quickly realize that normal content is not enough to satisfy the algorithm anymore. To stay relevant and keep the money rolling in, they have to constantly script real-world chaos. They are forced to take things to absolute extremes just to shock their audience and hold their attention for as long as possible. The system demands the extreme, and creators like Clavicular are more than willing to supply it, no matter how detrimental the real-world consequences become. For the last few years, we have watched this rapid escalation. Year after year, things only get worse and worse. Streamers did anything for views, to the point we got to Clavicular, a lost 20-year-old who's leading others in a horrible direction. This is what streamer culture is rewarding. Now, Clavicular's teachings aren't going to help anyone. The reality is, they only will make things worse. While looking your best isn't necessarily bad, the way Clavicular achieved it is. People should be focused on living a healthy life and being the best versions of themselves, not destroying their health to meet an unrealistic beauty standard. When I hear people like Clavicular talk about how you can only get a girl if you're a Chad, it lets me know how inexperienced he is and how much this is all an act. It's clear he has no idea how the real world works. It's a direct result of growing up in that streamer culture he's now a part of. He believes what he sees on streams is real life. The people in those environments don't represent the rest of the world. The truth is, his content only works because it targets a young, impressionable audience, and that's what makes things worse.
I wish I could say that was correct, but unfortunately, it be attracting some of the older individuals who want to be like him too, and it's obvious. It's really weird, but you know, everyone is different. Everyone is different.
He knows that he's exploiting teenage insecurities.
'Cause I know
Yet,
one of
he
them
chooses to make
in
himself
real life,
more and more controversial.
kids say
Streamer
IRL.
culture has reached a point of complete structural failure. Clavicular stands as the ultimate product of a system designed to manufacture virality at any cost. We are looking at a digital ecosystem that actively conditions young viewers to accept severe physical compromise and scripted chaos as the baseline for success. While these tech companies project an image of community guidelines and user protection, the reality is they prioritize algorithmic retention above all else. They are perfectly willing to distribute highly detrimental rhetoric to millions of impressionable teens if it keeps the metrics climbing. What is highly revealing is that Clavicular has now become a manager for girls who post on the subscription site that starts with an O. Not only is he introducing young men into looks maxing, but now he's pushing girls into selling their beauty online as content. I literally made a video revealing exactly how that company systematically.
And I haven't heard anything since the owner of that, what's the name, had passed away. I mean, rest in peace to him. But you know what I mean, hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let me know if you are a fan of Clavicular or if you have ever seen him in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, on the road to 1,000 subs, man. Love each and every last one of y'all. Yo, if you got something that you want me to react to, let me know. I'll check it out. You should be able to reach out to me in the link tree down in the description on either one of those pages, the Instagram page or the gaming Instagram page. Yeah, catch you on the next one.